Gee, Nick, you really shouldn't, remember that caller? Well, you call it dykiness and stuff. Yeah. Well, they're calling all of us racist and bigots. All bets are off. I will go to the 5th grade with names. You gonna label me a bigot and a racist for how I voted? Well, you're a goo gobbler and a fucking carpet munching fucking... Somebody help me out here. Cripples? Anybody? Isn't it refreshing, folks? Yeah, it is. This show is growing like a tumor on Hillary's fat ass. Speaking of Hillary, she's got a book out. What's it called? What Happened?
Yes.
We know what happened. One party was dumb enough to put their faith in a fucking housewife with thick ankles and a beard who blew a guy at Yale 50-something years ago, and that's how she got her start. And by the time she got her shot, she had nothing left and was just beaten silly by a guy, a billionaire who doesn't even need to do this, who had still more motivation than her. She wouldn't go to Wisconsin. I got it won. I mean, aren't you watching CNN and MSNBC and ABC? I have it in the bag. Well, Hillary, dear. Hillary. Hey, take it easy. Is somebody going to buy that book? She put out a book a year ago, right? What was that one called? Fucking Heavy Cream and Donuts? What was the name of that one? That one did, I think it sold 11 more copies than my first CD, Born This Way. But so why would she think anybody's going to buy this? What was it called, Brendan?
Hard Choices.
Hard Choices. Oh. Hard Choices. You can go in 9 ways with that one. First of all, should I? Dick, pussy, I don't know. Pizza, mashed potatoes, pantsuit, fucking suit of armor. Anyways, why? Why would anybody give a shit and buy this book? What happened? We know what happened. You failed miserably. Beat by a straight, white, heterosexual billionaire male. Oh, goodness gracious. You worst fucking... Imagine where it would be if she was in the office right now. The thick-ankle dog face. You know where it would be? But why would you buy that book? I mean, she said it best.
What difference at this point does it make? It is...
What? Say something.
No,
you look like one of
we have
something.
the clip, the skin crawl clip. I'm waiting for you to give me the nod.
Yeah, okay. Fucking hanging on like pending doom. What's my she's like pending doom.
Like impending death.
Like pending fucking doom. Yeah, so she did the audio version of her book because most of those people in that party can't read. It's obvious from watching. Again, ugh. I love it. I'm watching Meet the Press, and they had a black reporter on, female, and she actually said ax instead of ask, ax. That's how fucking far, how we've lowered the standards out of fairness. Illiterate, but writing for the New York Times. And that's the paper of record. And it should be, because this country's a real poo-poo hole. But Hillary has the audio version of her book. It's called, what was it called? Donuts and Cream? Mm-hmm. What is it? Fucking leathery nipples and Bill. But here's a portion of her. She's talking about one of the debates with Trump, and this is what she has to say.
This is not okay, I thought. It was the second presidential debate, and Donald Trump was looming behind me. 2 days before, the world heard him brag about groping women.
Not you, bitch.
Now we were on a small stage, and no matter where I walked, he followed me closely,
had no choice.
Staring at
giant
me,
ass.
making faces.
Making faces.
It was incredibly uncomfortable. He was literally breathing down my neck. My skin crawled.
Because you're a fucking snake.
It was one of those moments where you wish you could hit pause and ask everyone watching, well, what would you do? Do you stay calm, keep smiling, and carry on as if he weren't repeatedly invading your space?
Ugh.
Or do you turn, look him in the eye, and say loudly and clearly, back up, you creep? What difference at this point does it make? It is...
You stupid fucking blabbermouth cunt!
866-969-1969. If you're a Hillary fan, we welcome the call. Oh, goodness. Buy that book and wipe your ass with it. Wipe your filthy asses. What happened? Are you shitting me? Doesn't she have enough money? I don't understand why. What's the purpose of writing this book? It's like reminding us that you fucked up. Can you help me out there? I don't understand it. I would quietly go away. This tells me that she's not, right? She's eyeing a 2020 thing, don't you think? I think she's got her eye on 2020. Have you ever seen anybody so power hungry in their lives? Not even her husband. Trump was literally breathing down my neck. Everywhere I went, he was right behind. Yeah, well, the stage was only, 8 by 12? Your ass is 4 by 9. And he's a big goon, too. So there wasn't much room out there. Where was he supposed to? Making faces. See, just the victim. This is a so-called strong woman. This is the feminist. This is what broads look up to this. He's making faces at me, and I had nowhere to go.
If I could, I'd grab this microphone, I'd beat your brains out with it, because that's what she deserves. That's what she deserves.
866-969-1969. Please, somebody call and let me know who bought the book. Please, tell me how. Is it a good read? I might get it and make a movie out of it. I am. I'm going to make a movie out of it. I'm going to have Vince Wilfork playing Hillary Clinton. Wrong race. I can't even. Oh, for the love of me. Did you hear that, though? He was breathing. He talked about groping women. That's right. He grabbed a lot of snatch, Hillary, because he had $1 billion, and there's a lot of shallow whores out there who were more than happy to place their snatches in front of the billionaire when he was the king of New York. And I know that kills you, but that's how it is. Again, line one off topic. Fuck, we talked about it yesterday. Not going to talk about it, so you can hang there all you want. But it's an all-out war there. It's an all-out war. They're trying to... Don Lemon on CNN is trying to say that it's Trump trying to start shit. Can you imagine? What kind of bubble do they live in? What kind of echo chamber where you could actually believe that he's in the wrong? And by the way, his first comment in Charlottesville was fine. I know exactly what he was talking about. The word all didn't really confuse me. All sides. Turns out there's more scum on the other side, actually, so he was incorrect, if anything. By the way, later on, I'm going to talk about high school football going away in New Jersey at one high school and how it's becoming a trend across the nation. Again, anything that whiffs of testosterone is going to go away. This is what happens when you have single moms running households and, oh, he might get a ding. He might... Are you shitting me? Football is the only sport where you learn anything about life. You get knocked on your ass, and you have to get up. That's fucking life. You might even get your bell rung. Even in real life, you get your bell rung. I was standing there talking on a payphone today in Times Square, and somebody fucking hit me over the head with a ukulele. A payphone?
Ukulele?
Ukulele. I go with the payphone, you're like, a ukulele? But please, somebody call in and tell me, please tell me if you're going to buy Hillary's book. And please tell me the country, there's still statues, Robert E. Lee on ESPN. Yeah, I love it. If it ends tomorrow, and I've said this since we started the show, if Trump's administration went away tomorrow, he has been successful by exposing these gobblers of goo. These perpetual victims, these ignoramuses who thinks tearing down statues is going to make our history go away. Think about the ignorance. Think about it. I keep picturing those kids kicking that statue when it was down. Those white kids going, look at me, I'm not a racist. I'm on the news. It's the same people that show up after a terrorist attack in the park with their candles. You can see them looking out of the corner of their eyes. Is that a TV camera? They're not there for the victims. That's how fucked up we are as a nation. Anyhow. Yeah, so is there more to that clip of Hillary, or was that Did we
No,
play
it's-
all of it? It was about. It was good. He was literally breathing down my neck. It's the first time a guy has breathed down your neck in 1,000 years. That was me doing Gotti in the Gotti movie on HBO. These guys are going to jail for 1,000 years. But I'm trying to figure out the purpose of writing this book, other than it's a way of saying, hey, I haven't gone away yet. You know? Let's go to Eddie in California. He's a day behind in the news. Ed, what's going on, fella?
I have an...
What happened?
He's doing the Uncle Paul character from Jim Norton.
How do you know that quickly?
I can hear it.
Well, maybe I'd like to insult him. I'll tell you when I shut him up. What the fuck? Can I make the calls here?
What?
What? Gotta give Jimmy publicity. He doesn't get enough. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know where we're headed, folks. As a nation. He's only been in office, 7 months, this poor bastard? The torture he's been through. Look at Anderson Cooper with his nice combed hair and nice pouty lips and... John in New Jersey, a big Hillary fan. John, tell me how much you love this broad. Your thoughts?
Not one fucking bit.
Oh, come on. You got a poster of her over your bed.
No, I do not.
Well, tell us, John.
Well, it's like, imagine in office right now, and she was dealing with North Korea.
Yes.
What do you think would have happened?
I'll tell you what would happen. She would exchange recipes with that little fat fuck. Asked who his barber was, and she dresses just like him. But you're right. What do you think that's a good question, John. If she was dealing with North Korea, how would she handle this?
Diplomacy, that's what her excuse would be.
That would be her...
Handle it. Instead of, standing up to him, she'd fucking try to go over there and talk and probably get us bombed.
You're right. She would have to go to the UN and get 19 people to sign on. And then, you know what she'd do? She'd go home to her husband, who was way smarter than her, because behind every successful woman politician there's a guy. And Bill would fucking straighten her out.
After he's done fucking some other interns.
Yes, the Energizer Bunny who lives right up the street. Thank you for the call, Johnny. I appreciate it. Thanks for bringing the energy. Jesus Christ, it was like a cancer benefit in that car. What was it? 866-969-1969. When you call a radio show and you're live on the air, maybe, I don't know, pick up the pace just a tad. Do a couple bumps of whatever you got to do. Have a big latte. But Jesus Christ. Chuck in Boston, your thoughts about Hillary Clinton's book? I've known you've read it twice.
Well, it sounds like plagiarism to me, because it sounds like that's what Monica Lewinsky wrote in a letter to her about her husband, Bill.
Yes. Breathing down her neck, right?
Yep.
Breathing down her neck.
Sounds like plagiarism.
I think that's actually a valid point. Everywhere she went.
I'll tell you what. If she was in office, we would be getting hit with a lot more terror attacks, because terrorists don't like women running shit. I'll tell you that much right now.
This is true, but the Israelis, I'll tell you, they have women in all kinds of high places, and especially in the military. By the way, the woman who books the comedy club, the Comedy Cellar, Esty, she was a sergeant in the Israeli army. You want to fucking mess with her? After knowing her for 25 years, I'm afraid to cancel a spot.
Every Israeli has to join the military. That should tell you something right there.
That's right.
They got protection. Every fucking Israeli in that country has protection against terrorism. So
this is correct. I think we should try that here.
Take it easy.
All right, Chucky boy. I wasn't bringing the heat for Chuck. 866-969-1969. I'm buying Hillary's book tonight. I'm going to get the hardcover. Because next time those bats fly in my house, I'm going to need something to crush those dirty little flying rat bastards. That's just what they is. Anthony, Ireland? Anthony, what's going on?
Hello, Nick.
What's going on, fella?
I thought what you said about the news the other day, what went on in Barcelona, and you had one channel was showing what was actually live and going on, and the other two were still talking about Charlottesville. You'd probably, like, Russia Today is probably, you might like that channel. I know you've got this Russia fear going on over there, but they don't pull the punches, you know. They're on, they cover things well, I think.
Which channel is that, Anthony?
Russia Today, RT News. That's the letter R, the letter T. And
Russia. Russia.
Yeah, but they cover Europe great. They have a whole America section and they have a UK section.
Oh, I did. Yeah, Russia TV. I did hear about that.
It's worth a look, you know.
I wonder if I get it with my cable package.
Yeah, you can get it online real easy, just RT.com. But you know, another thing, like you guys weren't allowed to bet on the election, and over here they actually paid out on Hillary beforehand. And I just thought that was
did they really?
Yeah. No, I was on Trump at 9-2, 7-2, and 4-1. And I would have loved to be on him for much more money. But everyone I said, no, they were going, Hillary's a sure thing. I said, anytime I was in America, there was no love for the Clintons, you know?
Yeah.
And that was for Bill. And that was even just after he came out of office. There wasn't a lot of love. And then you look at the stadium, and as you said, she had a CGI crowd, and Trump had a real crowd. And it was a two-horse race.
Yes.
People were putting like $10 on her to win one. You know, and Trump was 5-1. I mean, just from a gambling point of view, it made sense. And on the night, actually, very, you know, early into it, she went out to 10-1. So I had a small bet on her, even though I didn't want her to win, just in case to cover my bet.
Right.
You know, but everyone kept saying no, because the brainwashing was going on over here, and our useless politicians were going. It was sickening to listen to it, you know. But they weren't counting the whole thing. She didn't stand for anything. You know, she didn't even look like she could stand up.
I know. I mean, I saw a shit stain in her pantsuit on this first debate. I knew that she wasn't healthy enough.
It's possible she wasn't in possession of all the faculties, you know.
You got that right.
But, he was great. He was a great value bet, but everyone kept talking me down, and I cut back. I would have liked to bet the farm on him. You know, it just seemed great value. But
all right.
That's that. But, the other thing, you were brilliant in Horace and Pete. That's a great show. People don't really know about it over here. I'm telling people to watch it. I thought it was going to be a comedy. It absolutely blew me away. It was an amazing play. Like, maybe people might study that like Shakespeare.
Right.
Years or something.
I know. That's how Louis C.K. I heard Louis, it was in a magazine or something. They asked him, maybe I was listening on the radio. He's being interviewed someone. They said when Horace and Pete came, how do you describe it? He goes, well, you ever seen the show Cheers? It's like that if everybody was dying of cancer in Cheers.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to say anything. The MASH guy, I can't think of his name.
Yeah, Alan Alda.
He said some fantastically horrible things.
Yes,
it was amazing entertainment.
And he's a very liberal guy in real life. So that made me.
It must have been hard for him. But
yeah,
really, the thing was put together well. It didn't like it's not in any way promoted here. And anyone I say it to goes and finds goes, God, but what is that? Just amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hey, nice to hear from you, Anthony. Appreciate the call.
I love the show. I can't get it live. I tune in. I get it on YouTube 2 nights later. The Sirius app doesn't work on my phone.
Okay. We'll get him on it. Thanks, Anthony.
Okay, thanks very much. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, brother.
Okay, bye-bye.
I love it. Hear that accent? Every time I hear that accent, what do I think of? I think of the girl in Caddyshack when the kid says he wants to marry. No, you don't, Denny. No, you don't.
Plucks more times than the Rose of Trinity, I'm told.
There you go. Nice going. Nice going, fella. That's a great accent. And Russian TV, RT, yeah. I go there for my weather. It's always dark and fucking cloudy and angry. The way I like my men. What? Jacob in New York. We'll take one more call before the break. Jacob, what's going on?
Hey, Nick, how are you?
Pretty good, thank you.
It's really nice to have live programming this late from one of the few guys that are left on Sirius XM that are part of like the group of, of all the guys that used to be on.
Yes.
So it's nice. It still continues. There's still people, carrying on, doing good comedy.
Yeah.
So definitely appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I would look forward to it. But I have 2 points to make real quick. One is the whole thing. Hillary's like very predictable. She always has to go for like the male like chauvinist angle and how scared she was with him behind her, because she doesn't have anything else, and everybody else is always trying to clutch onto that. Can I tell you something? Even in a different circumstance, if Trump was in a bar and he wasn't Trump, and she was in a bar and she wasn't her, it still wouldn't happen, even with beer goggles on. It wouldn't happen.
Exactly.
And she's just like, she's totally like irrelevant, and she defended a person who committed like rape on a child, and she got him off the hook. I don't know if you heard about that.
I heard about it.
Her early years as a lawyer, and I understand that some people say, "Oh, well, you got to take cases this that." How about showing some pride in what you believe in? Because you did run for the president, so it did come back to bite her in the ass, even though, you know, getting that person off helped her in her career.
Right.
So it's like, you're still not that great of a person. You had all these lies in the freaking internet and the emails, and, oh, well, I didn't lie about anything, but let's not ever talk about that subject again, you know?
I know. I don't understand the purpose of this book coming out, other than it has to be a sign that she still thinks she's going to be, she's got an eye on 2020. Why won't she just go away?
You kind of said it the best. You said that it's a way of saying, hey, I'm still here. I'm trying to be important, and she's not. And just one other thing I want to say, my second point was that, as far as I know, there's a lot of people that say, oh, America was built off of the fact that we let people in our country and immigrants built the country. Okay, that is true. But
so
that's
what?
true with a lot of countries.
Of course.
Exactly.
Of course.
That's true with a lot of countries. But in order for like countries to survive or things to stay good or flourish, things have to change sometimes. So it's like, okay, I understand that angle, but it's also like, when does it come to a point where we realize that we don't have as many jobs coming up as we do people coming into America every single day?
Right.
And what happens to the people that are already here, the immigrants that are still here that have lost their jobs,
right,
and now we're trying to find a job that a new immigrant has taken, and they were the ones that were working for it in the first place.
Right.
So it has to be some kind of thing where, like, you know, I mean, if they want to come here, have them build a wall, have them give them a job that we don't want to do, you know?
Yes. It's there's a globalist agenda, no doubt about it, to take this country to its knees, and Hillary's part of it and everybody else. Thank you for the call, Jacob. I'm up against a break here. 866-969-1969. When I come back, I want to talk about an article I read today about a New Jersey high school and having to do with their football program. And it's one of my worst fears that, people are doing their best to put a kibosh on this, too. Well, again, anything with a whiff of testosterone, but there's many reasons going into why. The article is pretty enlightening, actually, but it's about a high school in New Jersey, and I'd like to hear from people who will still let the kids play football, and it's America's pastime. It's not baseball, folks. So this is what makes me worry. So we'll talk about that right after the break. At the top of the hour, Vinny Brand, owner of the Stress Factory, the club I'll be playing this week. He's a comic himself, too. Leans right in his politics, and he's going to come in. And we can kick it around for a while, and, we'll tell him how we're going to trash his club this weekend. But, no, he's a hard-working dude, and much respect, though. Yes, I was reading this article today, how it's scary, New Jersey high school disbanding their varsity team. Yeah, the varsity program is disbanded this year. It's West Windsor Plainsboro North High School. First of all, the name's way too long. Let's call it fucking West Windsor, okay? Huh? I'm trying to look for a word that might offend somebody in there. West. They used to hang people in the West. Let's change it. I told you, right, Mr. Roper? They're going back into the reruns and taking his name out. But, this is bothering me, folks. It should be bothering you, too, because football is the greatest sport on the planet Earth. Always has been. And it's definitely America's pastime. We know that. But because of demographic shifts, which I really didn't think of, this is why this was interesting, concussions, single sport specialization, and cost among the same issues that have caused youth football numbers to plummet around the country. That's why this high school has chosen to disband the varsity football. And In this article, it says the moves reflect a crisis for football all over the country, but one that has accelerated in this New York City bedroom community. Of course, the Northeast leading in pussification. Huh? What thrives in the Northeast, Andy? Besides overpopulation?
Elite liberalism.
Yeah. Soft people. High school football enrollment is down 4.5% over the past decade. More schools, this was interesting, more schools are fielding football teams nationwide, albeit with fewer players. It's great. You want to go to a game and watch a 5-on-5. Ugh. That's what they do, like in the small schools in the middle of the country. And there's guys who actually made it to the pros playing like 5-on-5. I can't name it off the top of my head. I think Nathan Lane and Jerry Lewis come to mind. What? But listen to this. This is why I gotta love. I told you I like some Oklahoma. These are the states where football is surging, as opposed to the rest of the country. It's going away. Oklahoma, Florida, Arkansas, which have added 150 teams in the past 5 years. But other regions like the Midwest, which surprised me because it's pretty good football in the Midwest, and the Northeast are shedding high school football programs at a significant rate. Michigan. The state of Michigan. You can't get more All-American than Michigan. They have a net loss of 57 teams in the past 5 years. Missouri has lost 24. Pennsylvania's lost 12. The home of Joe Namath, Johnny Unitas, fucking Kevin Eubanks, Flip Wilson, Devil's Magoo. I mean, these are... What? California is down 28 high school football teams in the last 5 years. Youth levels of football saw nearly a 30% drop in participation between 2008 and 2013. Come on, folks. This should bother you. Some of the reasons, though, demographics have drawn families here who are less familiar with American football. Well, so you learn it. What do you think? The Irish and the Italian knew what a fucking coffin corner punt was when they got off the boat? You learn it. But you know what's funny? A lot of Indians and Asians are coming over because of high-tech jobs and shit, and they're not built for it. That's what it said in the article. This Indian guy goes, I can't have my kid playing that shit. He's 5'2", 11 pounds soaking wet. 10 of those pounds is brains. Yeah, so 61% of high schools North's 1,500-some students are Indian American. This is the school I'm talking about, and Asian American. Folks, call in 866-969-1969. Are you going to let your kids play football? Of course, concerns over football-related head injuries have driven some parents to lead their children away from the sport and into, a fake sports like soccer. And, put on a pair of shorts. You should be worried. But I didn't think about the demographics and stuff. It's pretty interesting. The technology boom and high-skilled jobs in biotechnology, medicine, finance, and academia have attracted a new class of migrants to these suburbs, where the median annual household income is $160,000. Those parents are not signing their kids up for football at the same rate as the rest of the nation. The electricians and plumbers and guys who clean your septic tank, all their kids are playing football. But they actually give a little anecdotal evidence. There's an Indian kid who, his father got mad at him. He wanted to play cricket. Is there a shitload of cricket teams? And he would like sneak in and watch football on TV, and his dad would get mad at him. And he was watching it online, and he actually went out for it. And then he quit. I just can't picture an Indian guy in the huddle. Huh?
Yeah, I can't think of any.
Quarterback comes to the line of scrimmage. 228. 228.
It's probably good with all the different routes.
Of course. That's how it works. You got to teach them the game. But you guys, are you worried about this? I mean, we're talking about the future here. And, of course, lawyers get involved in their head injuries. And like I said, a lot of single mom households, a lot of two, parent households where the woman's wearing the pants. Going, he is not playing football. I'm sure there's guys doing that, too. I seen them up in Westchester. They're on their bikes on Sunday with helmets on and knee pads. Guys my age, they get fucking gloves, helmets, backpack. They're on a bike, and they're not on the main street. They're in the woods on a bike path. What are you going to fucking bang heads with a raccoon? What are you doing? Take off the helmet, sweetie. It's just a softening of this nation. It really is. Let me tell you, folks, there's no sport that'll teach you more about life than football. I remember double sessions in high school, looking over at the soccer players in their little shorts running around. It's 106 degrees out. Not a fucking tree to be found on that practice field. They're running around in shorts, and they're taking water breaks every 6 seconds. We're over there shitting blood, coughing up our lungs. Unbelievable. Anybody concerned about this? I could have sworn football is pretty popular in this country. 866-969-1969. Would you let your kid play? We've talked about this before, and some people have called and said, no, I wouldn't let my kids play. And well, congratulations. But it really, to me, it really is. It teaches more life lessons because there's nothing fun about football practice. Nothing. The only fun comes on Saturday afternoon for a couple hours, and that's if you're a starter. I used to have so much admiration for the kids on our team that was second and third stringers who would take a beating Monday through Friday, of Thursday, in shorts on Friday. But those kids would come back year after year, never see the field on a Saturday. But again, with all the hype, and yeah, there is some truth to the head injuries and whatnot. So what? Your kid ends up working in a fucking Foot Locker the rest of his life. Let him get a little glory on a Saturday afternoon. Catch a little hum, zing, zing, zing that night in the back of your station wagon. This is Americana we're talking about going away, folks. So please, let your kids play. Get out there. That's why I like Snoop. Snoop's got that league out there. He's got that youth football league with I don't know how many teams. He fucking eats it up, man. Sure, he a gangster, but he out there doing something. Really do. I admire him. He played in that beach bowl with us. He was the MVP of the team. He was going over the middle, jumping up and catching balls like you wouldn't believe.
You see one of the guys on Hard Knocks came from that program on the Bucks.
Came from what program?
Snoop's. He's come up through the ranks. He's on.
Yes.
He's trying out. And,
yes.
And he called Snoop from the
yes.
camp.
And he had him on on his phone. That is one of the best shows ever. Yeah, watch Hard Knocks and see if you want that. What would we do, folks, if this goes away? That's what I'm talking about here. The future of football. I'm hoping we're those hard-ass immigrants. If we could take some of these Syrian screwballs and these guys that self-radicalize online, get them to NFL.com, get them in a fantasy league, get their minds off killing us. Some of these hard-ass kids, they're not going to be afraid to go over the middle.
Right.
These guys will put a fucking belt on with 30 sticks of dynamite. I don't think they're going to be afraid to go over the middle. Run a Z pattern. They did a study. There's a lot of concussions when you put a fucking explosive belt around your waist and scream Allah Akbar. I'm a little nervous, though. I'm a little nervous. You gotta, please, I beg you people out there who have kids, especially sons and maybe some chubby daughters, throw some shoulder pads on. Well, Traeger, our girl Liza Traeger, she's a female comedian. She's a Jewish girl from was it Skokie?
I think so, yes, Skokie, Illinois.
It's Illinois. I don't know if it's not Skokie, though.
But it's somewhere in Illinois.
Yeah. But she played football with the guys. I fucking love her. She's funny, too. Out there playing with the guys. We can't, you got to get your kids out there, please. Let them play soccer for a week till they get bored with that shit. But you got to let your son take somebody's head off. Dry gulch somebody coming over the middle. Before they ruin it. No more headshots. Please, I beg of you. Are there people out there who won't let their kids play? I'd like to hear from you, too, so we can give you a real tongue lashing. 866-969-1969. Nick in Cleveland. Welcome to the show, Nick.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Good. I've got a 2-year-old son, and he's all boy.
Yeah.
And,
big schlag on him.
I'll let him play football, not only for the athleticism and everything, but for the coaching,
yes.
For the coach to fucking scream at him,
yes,
to do wind sprints and suicide, and then to fucking lose. That's why our country is going to shit right now, is because we've appeased an entire generation, and we're all sissies. I'd be afraid if we went to war, or if we really had people fucking invade us, we'd kowtow to them.
I know.
I mean, we're raising a generation of pussies.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it happened. I'm 40, and I like to think it might have started with my generation, and I hope to God the other 40-year-old guys that are raising kids are trying to turn it around. Because you look at these 20-year-olds, and you go, what the fuck happened? What happened?
Well, if you notice, Nick, most of the red states are still playing football and have their kids playing football. And most of the blue states, where all the fucking lawyers are, and all the, all the pussy parents and the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what? I have a 6-year-old daughter, too, and I actually coached her soccer team this year. And I told my wife, I said, I can't do that anymore. Yes, they're 6-year-old girls, but I wanted to fucking yell at them and tell them to hustle. And you can't anymore. You can't. They don't keep score. Everybody wins. They
don't keep score.
It's bullshit.
Why do you need coaches if they don't keep score?
Exactly. Why even fucking play?
Unbelievable. And it really is. I mean, this country... competition is what made this country great. And this, again, I hate to make everything political, but you know who fucking is against this. I mean,
it builds character and personality.
Oh, it makes assholes, Nick. Nick, it builds bullies. Nick, it produces bullies and assholes. You know how it is.
Well, you know what? Great. You need fucking bullies in life.
That's right.
You do. You do.
Yes.
That's the way life works.
I agree.
Fucking roses.
I agree. Absolutely.
Come back. Hey, Nick, come back to Cleveland more often.
I'm gonna actually. I'm letting this show. Here's my plan. Let this show. It's gonna be on the air for a little while, so we pick up some steam. Because I'm not gonna fucking fly to Cleveland and play to 71 people. I have to make a nice penny.
Go get your boy Matarese booked at Hilarities.
Like I said, I'm trying to make money here, but.
All right. Take care, man. Great show.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. Matarese is great, by the way. I agree, but I know you do need Richie Incognito. Remember him?
Yes.
That's a bully. That reminded me of the guy that I played up with college with when he was drinking. He was scary. And you know what? But you need him. I told you. I get popped in the eye picking on somebody. I fucking taught the kid to be a man. But it really bothers me. And again, it's a combination. Like this article says, I never really thought of that, the shifting demographics. But so what? You learn the sport, you know? Jesus. I mean, nothing's more depressing. I go into a sports bar this summer in Times Square, like at 2 p.m. I go in. This is like in late June. And there's 19 screens and no baseball on. All soccer. And nobody really watching, but the help. Honestly, I'm looking around, people, you know. But we live in a litigious society, all this stuff. But again, anything that whiffs of testosterone, you know, seems to be getting crushed. Well, that creates assholes. And watch every movie out of Hollywood for the last 40 years. Who's the bully in every movie? What's he wearing? A leather jacket. I've been saying that since I was in high school. I go, why is the dick always wearing a leather jacket? You know, some of them gothic motherfuckers shoot up cafeterias. Huh? Where's that movie? Probably out there. I just haven't seen it. Last movie I saw in a theater was Gone with the Wind. Terrific young. It was a remake. But please, I beg of you, if you have sons and daughters, I don't give a shit. Even if we have to let little girls play youth football, let's keep it alive. I played with these kids, the Foley brothers. They were twins, and in youth football in my hometown, the biggest you could be was 140 pounds. These kids grew, I swear to God, 8 inches over the summer. They were twins. They had like sideburns. They looked like Lambert. And their parents would starve them to death. They would get down under 140 for the weigh-in. And by the first game of the season, they were like 168, 170, and they were running. Oh, you want to see concussions? This kid's in wheelchairs because of the Foley ball. They had a whole town meeting at we had a whole meeting. Yeah, they would balloon up. They had acne on their back, and we would just pitch it out, sweep the Foley mat, sweep this one, and they would just terrorize. Little kids come running up, and a knee would come up under the kid trying to make the tackle, and the kid would fly through the air. The kid trying to make a tackle. Oh, my God. The parents up on the stand, the mother's crying. And you know what? Nobody died. Bunch of them, working for Metro North right now, ripping tickets. Please, I beg of you, if you have a son, Let him play football. Let him do steroids. Let him grab ass. Chris in Arizona. What's going on, Chris?
Hey, Nick. How you doing, bud?
Oh, I'm all fired up about football going away, and please tell me it'll be all right, Chris.
I hear you. I got two sons, a 9-year-old and a 6-year-old. I got my 6-year-old playing hockey, and I want him to go and do that. I will not let them play football the way it currently is because I don't think that smacking your head into someone else's multiple times, repetitive over years, is a good thing. In my opinion,
you bought
they need to go back to old school pads. No, they got to go back to old school pads. Put on a leather head, put on some little cotton pads around your body, then people aren't going to be getting concussions because you're not going to feel invincible by leading with your helmet. How many concussions are in rugby?
Chris, first of all, fucking don't compare rugby. There's no 6'5", 280-pound black guys who run a 4.44 playing rugby. Number one. Number two.
So let them tackle each other without pads on. There still can be violence. I love football, but smacking your head into another helmet thousands of times is not good for your brain.
Chris,
Take 'em off.
Chris, can you fucking chill out for a second? They're still going to fucking drill each other in the head. It's not going to slow down these guys that run 4.5 40s. When they're going to make a tackle, it doesn't matter what they're wearing on their head. They're going to bang heads, I'm telling you. So, I see
you really think that someone's going to aim for someone if they know that all they have on their head is a piece of leather? They're not going to try and stick a shoulder in the belly?
They're going to do that too, Chris. But heads are going to bang anyways. They're going to try to tackle with their arms, and they're going to get a knee in the top of the head. I mean, I'm telling you, I know what you're saying. I'd like to.
It'll be incidental, but
yeah, no, it will be incidental. But you know what? No, I would like to see the experiment. I hear you, man. I would like to see a game, with the fucking leather hats, and but not with a cotton.
You'll be tackling. You could just. They feel invincible when you have that helmet on. I played football, and you feel invincible when you have all that gear on. You feel like you can't be touched, and you're going to run through a fucking brick wall. You're going to think twice if you don't have all that shit.
Yeah, and who's going to watch that, Chris? You and your fucking gay friends? Come on.
What? Watching dudes tackle each other out in the field because they don't have a helmet on? How is it more manly these days than it was 50 years ago?
What are you fucking... Is everybody in the West Coast a half a fag? What are you talking about? Steroids and helmets, hard helmets and pads, what made this game great. It's vicious today. I want my players taking steroids. I want them wearing hard helmets and running into each other. It's like smoking. We know it's not good for you, but fucking nobody's forcing you to do this at gunpoint, right?
It's true, but I think that they can be just as violent without that stuff on.
All right. Well, like I said, a
lot of head concussion.
All right. Well, I'd like to see. It would be fun to watch. I would love to see. I would love to see somebody built like Earl Campbell running up the middle and some guy with a leather hat trying to tackle him. That would be hilarious. Thank you, Chris.
That's going to separate the boys from the men.
That's right. It's going to suck to watch, though. Appreciate it. Fucking, I played football. So did I, stupid. That's why I'm talking about it. High school and college. God damn it. Do you ever watch clips from the 1950s, the NFL, with Frank Gifford as a running back? You watch those clips? Do you see what the linemen look like? They look like my sister. They have 22-inch. They weigh 180. You could be a pulling guard, weigh 190 pounds. Now, you guys have seen the black and white clips. Are you going to tell me that's as good as what we're watching today? When Nebraska plays Miami or Michigan, Ohio State? Are you high? I like it the way it is. It's like smoking. We know it's not good for you. But you don't need friggin' lawyers. Everything is just... I don't know. But the people, they seem to... Like that guy, he's taking the bait. You know what I mean? They swallow. Oh, banging your heads hundreds of times. I bang my heads hundreds. How am I? I'm fine. What do you think? I didn't have concussions? Let's go to Mike in Florida, one of the states who hasn't put the brakes on football. That's why I love Florida. There's some real men down there. Mike, your thoughts?
Well, I'm a Detroit transplant. I just couldn't stand winners anymore.
Couldn't stand the Lions.
Yeah, we have 62 years of that bullshit. So here's a memory, 1979, probably, middle school football.
Yeah.
Sitting on the sidelines, coach goes, Adams, get in there. I'm like, Coach, I can't find my helmet. He goes, it's on your head, dumb shit. Go sit down.
That's a true story.
He would not let me back in the game.
I can't find my helmet. It's on your fucking head.
He would not let me back in the game for the rest of the game. And then, of course, I was mentally prepared the rest of the fucking season. And I got in there and had a great season and a great, JV year and into high school. But I'll never forget that moment because I wasn't fucking prepared mentally. You know what I mean?
I do know. I got a similar story, Mike, in baseball. It was a JV game, and my buddy Dougie, the bases are loaded. Dougie DeLuca's supposed to be up. My coach goes, "Where's DeLuca?" We look over. He's at the ice cream truck with his cleats off. With his cleats off, getting a fucking ice cream. He didn't see. I think he sat that game, and but football, football. That's the beauty. My coach used to grab me by the face mask and scream and spit in my face, and I was scared shit of him. God forbid. Thanks for the call, Mike. Good story.
You got it, Nick.
Good story, man. Let's take one more before we. Is Vinny in the house? Do we know?
He's here.
Vinny Brand, he's the owner of the Stress Factory and a funny comedian himself, and leans right in his politics. We're playing his club this weekend. Me and Andy. So let's take one more call before we go to the break. Mike in New Jersey, since that's where this story originated. Mike, what's going on?
Hey, Nick, how are you?
Pretty good, thank you.
I played football in the 90s and the early 2000s. Our high school had a good program.
Yeah.
What you mentioned before about the changing demographics.
Yeah.
Back then, I'm from Edison, New Jersey. I don't know if you know it over there, but it's like Little India. So all the Indians are in the high school now, and they don't play football. So
right,
they could barely field the team now. They had to drop levels because they're that bad. They don't win a game every year. They win maybe one a year now.
Yeah, for diversity.
It's pathetic.
No.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, it is. But like in the article it mentioned, like when Italians got off the boat, they didn't know anything about baseball. Or the Irish, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay, that would be funny, like 50 to 100 years from now, it's all Indians and Asians playing football. And, the defensive end is 5'4".
The team and the math team's all good.
Yeah, no, exactly, which is kind of important. But, Jesus, we have to... we can't let it all go. I mean, there is other things other than academics. But...
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it mentioned, demographics in this, and the whole concussion thing, which I think, again, there's a lot of truth to it, but I think we're getting blown out of proportion with that. But anyways, thank you for the call, Mike. Appreciate it. Take one more. Yeah, we're going to take one more. Mike in New York has got a story about an injury he got from football. Hey, Mike.
Hey, what's going on, Nick? So, no, what happened was my entire team got the same injury. Had a crazy coach, right? So at the end of practice, he says, makes us run for sprints. He says, go grab me a leaf. Everyone comes back, gets a leaf. The entire team got poison ivy.
Really?
Yeah, it was people coming to practice the next day with all welts on their legs.
Oh my God! You know what?
Trying to figure it out.
They ought to make that's almost as tragic as a Brian song, the movie.
Yeah, no, they wanted to do it to Hollywood, but coach didn't sign off, so it's a big problem.
Thank you for the call, Mike.
Oh, thank you.
I thought he was calling me from like a wheelchair. He's talking through a hole in his. Hey, I went off a pass. This guy got poison ivy on his fucking calves. That must have been a vicious defense you had there, Coach. I got a rash on my ass. Sit down, Thompson. Let's got the Benadryl. What the fuck? Anyways, I love our audience, folks. I love it. Let's take a break. I'm getting shit pains. When we come back, Vinny Brand will be in the house, and we'll talk because he's into politics. I wanted to get to the story about Black Lives Matter from a couple days ago. They unveiled a list of demands for white people. One of them was to give up your home. I would like people to weigh in of all colors on that one. I'll give up my home right now. I'll give it up for 1.5 mil. What do you think of that? So, we come back. We'll talk about Black Lives Matter listed demands for white people. And the very funny Vinny Brand will be here. Sit tight, kids. Goodfellas just changed it from... Every time I hear it, I see a husband and wife in a pink caddy with their mouths open and blood all over their face. Every time I hear that riff. Same with, what's the one with the casino with, what's her name, staggering down the hallway at the end, Sharon Stone, on a bad hit of heroin. What are they playing? The House of... What is it?
Rising Sun?
House
of Rising Sun.
Yes. Can never hear that. Ever again think that. Welcome back to the show, folks. Currently here. See that?
Yeah.
You guys have to. You or Brendan have to remind me to do this.
I know how to do it.
Go ahead. Wait, you're not broadcasting us live.
Only enough to make them go listen. It's just a little teaser. That's Nick DiPaolo. Look, I'm going to tell you something. My
Jesus,
Facebook Live.
Look at this motherfucker. He comes in, he takes off. What if I didn't want to be on this thing?
Look how good looking we are, Nick.
Yeah,
we look great.
A couple of fucking monkeys in their late 70s.
We got some people joining in.
Into special. Look at us. What are you kidding me? I don't want to be seen. My forehead's getting like Fredo's. Look at.
And the things I'm smart. Not like everybody says. Like dumb, I'm smart, and I want respect.
All right, so
that's me at your club. By the way, that's Vinny Brand. He's the owner of the Stress Factory and a comedian himself. And we're going to be there this weekend, me and my producer, Andy Fiore, at the Stress Factory.
That's Andy?
That's Andy. That's your feature act.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'll be at the Fat Black Pussycat August 30th and the Hot Comedy Club September 9th in Yonkers. September 16th, Newtown Theater, Newtown, Pennsylvania. And the 29th, the Ridgefield Playhouse, Ridgefield, Connecticut. Vinny, go to stressfactory.com if you want to see who's playing at Vinny's club. It's one of the more popular clubs. We're not kidding you. We all play it. All the guys that you guys listen to on O&A, the fucking late great Patrice, Norton, all of us have come through there. Vinny runs a tight I was going to say runs a tight ship. That's a fucking lie. He opens with a tight 65 minutes, and then he brings on the feature act, and then he does a raffle, and then he brings on the headliner.
Can I tell you something funny? First of all, you're going to be pleasantly surprised that I'm now doing a tight 50. Now,
yeah, here you go.
I won't do it anymore.
Because of me? Because of me?
Well, you are part of the reason.
You're welcome, comedians out there. You're welcome.
Let me tell you the funny part. So DiPaolo works the room. And I know Nick is going to bitch and moan and cry because I'm going to go up and do some time. And
sometime. What are you, shitting me? You do a fucking one-man show.
Is it good?
You cured like 12 kids of cancer. Fucking, you're up there. We're taking a look at the tote board.
Yeah, but I stopped a long time ago. Because you know what it is when I love being on stage and I don't want to piss off people like Nick. Now because of Nick, CAA, which is your agent,
my agent,
every time a CAA act is coming through, the agent gets on the phone. Just a 2-man show, right? Every time. Every time.
I don't have that kind of pull over there.
You got that kind of pull.
I really don't. I mean, come on, Matt Frost is my agent.
Yeah, Matt's a great dude.
Yeah,
I like
terrific. He does a nice job for me.
I like Matt.
Hey, Nick, I got your Uncle Vinny's on March. Yeah. Oh, how to think out of the box. Thanks, Matt. Jesus Christ, I can't get my fucking career off Route 9 in Jersey, in Paramus.
This is your time is coming, though.
My time is coming.
You want to know why?
Why is that?
I'll tell you why.
Go ahead.
Because
Trump's in office. It's a nice, the perfect storm.
The pussification of stand-up has reached a breaking point.
Now, this is coming from a club owner, so he sees a lot of the young. I'm not out there. I hear that from other young comics. Now, you're an owner of a club. You see a ton of comedy. And
I see it. And I also say, I tell my audience, you'll see this weekend, I tell them right up front, listen, this is stand-up comedy. And if you're going to get offended at a joke, go get a therapist, do something. But you don't belong here if you're going to be unable to hear a joke.
Do you even in New Jersey and your club, which has been around forever, I would think maybe. I guess it's a whole new generation, huh? That's been raised on this faggotry.
Listen, I was doing a show in New Jersey, not at my club, at the Borgata, and I did a joke.
That's funny in itself. Go ahead.
Well, I did a joke about Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Now I did 12
Hillary Clinton.
12 Trump jokes. All killed. I did one Hillary Clinton joke. A girl, 28 years old, white girl, stands up, walks all the way down, and then all the way across the stage.
To talk to you.
To say to me, I'm not going to listen to this. And then she said this to me in front of 900 people. I'm going to build a wall around my vagina, which I thought was hysterical.
Right.
And now the audience starts booing. I go, no, stop. And I looked at her and I go, hey, lady, I'm looking at you. You're not going to need a wall. And I thought they were going to fire me. I said, I'm done, right?
Why?
Even the Borgata said,
great line.
That girl doesn't belong here. And they told her, don't come here. I think it's odd that stand-up has become such a battleground. But I think there's going to be a backlash for a comic like you who is edgier. And but listen,
I agree. I've been biding my time for almost 30 years now. Yeah. It's my fucking time. So you people are fans of this show, and a lot of people say, "Oh, we're sick of political correctness." You hear all that shit, but then you come out, and even some of my fans, they get a little. They've been conditioned. If I say something off color racially, to get quiet. I see tits jiggling and shoulders jiggling, so I know you're laughing.
Right.
But it's our time. Motherfuckers, step up, come out. For Christ's sake,
well, what you need to tell. This is what I tell my audience. The people come see me, and there are not many of them. There aren't enough for me to make.
Well, you own the club, and you own the building, so who cares?
Who cares?
You
Exactly.
make it 12 times.
But I also will not. I will not apologize. And nothing I say. There's no. You can look at what I say on stage. There's no malice in what I say anyway. But here's what I say about racial humor and political correctness. Listen, if you're offended by a joke, you first have to acknowledge that you understood the joke, and the only way you can understand the joke is if there's some truth to the joke. So if I were to say on stage, well, you know how dogs are with their pencils, the whole room will go, what the fuck's he talking
about? Dogs are what?
With their pencils.
You stole that from Florentine, didn't you?
Yeah. but you know what I'm saying? In other words, you would look at me and go, what the fuck is he talking about?
Right.
And if I say, oh, God, I don't want to drive behind an Asian woman, you get what I'm getting at right away. Right.
It's safety.
If enough people, well, what you're trying to say, Vinny, is if there's a room of 200 people, and if even half the audience laughs, that's an acknowledgement that there's some truth to what you just said. They're not laughing because it's not true.
If they're if they're pissed off or if they're laughing, they're acknowledging it's true.
Yes.
Because if I said dogs with their pencils, you would just look at me in puzzlement and go, what is he talking about? So if you get pissed off. Now, look, if the joke has malice, if you're up there spewing hatred, which I don't think you do, I think you're a very...
I've never been accused of that, even from people who might get offended by my show. I've never been accused of spewing hate. I always have a setup and a punchline. Sometimes a punchline is the word cunt, but listen.
Well, I got to tell you, I was listening to you today.
Yes.
On some bit on Sirius. And I'm laughing in my car. It's stuff I've heard before. And what I also say is, listen, if a guy is being himself on stage, if it's not manufactured, that's, first of all, you can sense that. Even though you're a crybaby and you don't like me, I think you're one of the funniest goddamn comics.
Hold on. Now you almost sound like a fucking lib. I'm a crybaby because Vinny goes out. He's the MC of the show. Listen, I'm not shitting. I brought, by the way, 866-969-1969, 866-969-1969. I'd like to hear from some of you people that patronize these comedy clubs. And is what Vinny's saying true? That you see nothing but soft comedians, the young ones have really nothing to say, and they're PC. I'd like to hear from some people who believe that and may not believe that. But Vinny comes out and does... I bring Sandra. I bring what's her name, Kendra Cunningham, with me. Kendra Cunningham has to catch a train back to the city from Jersey. Right, her train leaves at like 11:15. Vinny opens the show. The show starts. What time's the second show start, Vinny?
9:45.
9:45. It's 11:15. Her train has already left and she hasn't gone on yet.
Not my fault. I had a cover up for Kendra.
What? What do you mean?
No, she's very funny. And
she's
Nick,
great.
You're gonna be pleased this weekend.
Good. You're not going to be in town.
I'm in town, but you're going to be pleased.
But you got stuff to do at home.
But I do want you to know that if you're a fan of comedy, come to the club and see Nick Paolo. And because listen,
I haven't been on in 3 weeks, by the way, but come anyways.
You're how long are you doing it? 30 years.
That's exactly what my wife says, and other people. And I go, I haven't been on in like 3 weeks, and I go, yeah. I mean, I know how to fuck. I can fool people, and they won't know. I'm just saying, you know what? I like to work on new shit and whatever. But yeah, no, I'm gonna rip the tits off. I can do half of it off my head, and I'll drop in the 2 new bits I've worked on this year, which are about 14 minutes apiece, and that'll cover.
How often do you write?
I write on stage. I don't sit down and write anymore.
Well, I'm the same way. I write on stage. But how often do you?
Because that's almost like keeping a diary, and I'm no fag.
I got to tell you, I can't write that way.
It's a joke, everybody.
I cannot write down.
Sit down?
No.
I used to. And I got to be honest with you, some of my signature bits at the beginning of my career was me sitting down and writing them out longhand. And they were some of my best bits. But as you do this long enough, If you're at it every night, Vinny, and you can because you have access to a club every night. If you're at it every night, that's more effective writing on stage because you come up with something right there. It's more organic than you sitting there and going, well, what would be funny here? You know what I mean? So if you want to be great at this, stand-up comedy is like a muscle. It atrophies if you don't use it. You got to be out there every night, and might be 3 sets a night during the week when Geraldo was alive and tough crowd. Okay. We were all cheering each other on at the Comedy Cellar, watching each other, and just you tweak something every night till it was a polished piece of. And I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do my radio show, get a nice check, maybe a hand job behind a dumpster, and some cookies.
I think that for me now, the most fun is writing on stage. And what I'll do, and I don't know how this became an interview about me, but it's great. What I do, I did it just a couple weeks ago.
Look at the phones lighting up.
Oh, yeah, they're fascinated.
It looks like somebody unplugged the screen.
I'm doing a 1 a.m. show. So
866-969-1969. Call in, folks. I want to hear Vinny's right. He owns a club, and he says that comedy's really been pussified by a younger generation who's bought into this PC nonsense.
And the audiences have become.
Well, yeah.
The audiences have become vigilant, and they're ready to be upset. I tell them right up front.
Really?
Oh, God.
Should I even show up this weekend?
Oh, my God. Listen,
Are we selling?
I did a joke. The joke was, it's such a soft joke. The joke is, I like cats more than dogs. Dog people all go nuts. And I go, come on, cats are way better because nobody gives a shit when a cat dies. All right, that's the joke.
It's a nice joke.
It's a good little joke.
It's a nice little joke.
Okay, now, a girl in the front row. Oh, that's awful. I run a cat shelter.
Yeah, she runs a cat shelter. That means she's liberal. Seriously, they're the fucking problem.
Yeah.
Broad doesn't douche. I know what she looks like. Probably has mutton chops. But no, she runs a shelter. You know everything about her.
She's a little bit like your producer. I'm just saying. But listen, I said to her, I go, well, how are you moving the needle? Saving cats. I mean, how is the needle of humanity being moved?
Yeah.
And she goes, you know what? Some of these cats were discovered on the side of the road. And I said, well, someone tried to do the right thing. And she got so mad. And she left the goddamn club. I'm like, how did you get... Yeah.
That's called humorless.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I think Hicks said that. That's what fundamentalism breeds
Yes.
lack of irony.
Yes.
Right? And that's... He was meaning it for the right, but now it applies to the jerk-offs on the left. Correct?
On the left, they cannot take a joke. Now, if I looked at him, I would look at him and say, Vermont, pot smoker, left. But I'm wrong, right? Because he's with you, so he's got to be right.
No, same politics as us, but he loves Fish, the band Fish.
Yeah, there you go. Darlington.
But he's a righty, no doubt. He requested to be the producer on the show because he liked my politics.
I can't imagine you would take anyone else.
866-969-1969. Currently talking to Vinny Brand, owner of the Stress Factory. And I can hear all the comics going, hey, how'd Paolo score that guess? But how's business? Have we sold some tickets already?
I hope so.
I've been plugging this thing for a month. Please tell me.
I haven't checked. I'll check tomorrow and tell you. I will tell you business has been very, very good. So if the weekend's soft, that's on you. And you can also...
I don't give a shit. I still get paid.
You can call my cell phone, 908-601-6976.
What?
That's a ballsy move right there.
Oh. What is that?
That's my cell phone. And I want to see how many of your listeners will call me. They'll call me before they call the show because I want to see if I gave out some evil number.
Ballsy.
You just gave out your goddamn number?
I did. I did it on Bennington.
You need to shut the fuck up.
How'd you get Mike Kaplan to be the engineer?
I don't know what that means.
You don't know
He's
Mike
funny,
Kaplan?
isn't he?
Who?
Oh, you talking about a comic?
Yeah, that looks like Mike Kaplan.
No, that's
Google Mike Kaplan.
He does look
Brendan
like
Stipes. He's got a brother doing some time in Kentucky whose name is Soft Serve. Your thoughts, Vinny? Let's go to the phones. Vinny, you got them lighting up. There's almost 1.5 calls. Let's go to Todd in Indiana. Todd, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on? I wanted to agree. I think that the crowds have been massively pussified. I've been doing the hosting gig at a comedy club for I did it for like 5 years, and then I just recently, after having a couple of kids, got back into doing some open mic night stuff. And I did a little 3-minute bit about how country guys and black people are similar.
Yeah.
That 5 years ago killed.
Yeah.
And everybody was laughing.
Yeah.
And I could still see people, like you said, you still see tits bouncing, you still see shoulders moving up and down. So people are chuckling, but they're keeping their mouth shut.
Yeah,
I actually said, I'm like, are you guys scared to laugh? I said, they're not going to get us in here. We're safe. And at that point, I had a light hit me in the eyes, and I was told to get down and asked not to come back and do open mic nights there anymore.
You were told not to come back?
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, are you serious? Comedy's like a way to express yourself, and
yeah. Well, say hello to left-wing fascism.
Well, the problem is,
right?
Yeah, and Todd, now it's funny because you said that was like a joke you were doing 5 years ago. Now picture the changes that I've witnessed when I told my first joke in 1987. I want you to picture the changes I've witnessed. As far as
I can't even imagine. I mean, I was born in 1985, so I can't even imagine. I mean, the world.
Oh, now you're rubbing it in, you dirty son of a gun.
I think
all right,
the difference
Todd, thank you.
To Todd's piece is fundamentally upsetting.
Yeah.
Go watch Raw. Go watch Eddie Murphy's Raw and ask yourself if they would even think about
Wait
making
a minute,
that special.
now why would you bring up a black comic to make that point? Fucking seriously, black guys can't say anything they want.
His Raw is
making fun. He said faggots a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
So what? So what?
What I'm saying
Tracy Morgan said if his baby was gay, he'd kill it. Did it hurt his career? But Christ, bullshit. No, the truck over his head hurt his career.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What? It did. He's funny as hell. He's still
my
funny.
point was they would never make Raw today.
I don't know. I don't know. There's a double standard. Black comics, brown comics, they can get away with a lot of stuff that
white guys.
Yeah. Well, Eddie Murphy, first of all, was like a huge name from SNL. And if somebody today, let's say Michael Che was going to, well, he's not as big as Eddie Murphy. I'm trying to think of somebody. If you're big enough, they'll let you get away with anything.
Well, they
unless
got Tracy.
you're white. Unless you're white.
They got Tracy do it.
Let's go to Raphael in Colorado. Ralph.
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
What's up?
Yeah, man, I'm calling from Colorado, but I'm on my way to Phoenix doing a road trip. But all the Houston comedy I've experienced, that's where I'm from originally.
Yeah.
Those open mic guys that go to the same spot every weekend or every week after week, they're usually playing to that crowd. They never, ever venture out to the black crowd or the Latino crowd. And that's what I've always noticed. They're playing to the yuppie, and they never reach outside of that world, ever.
Well, they don't reach outside of it because when you're an open micer, you don't just go, hey, I'm going to go play a real room with, you know what I mean? It takes
right.
It takes a while before you get good, and then you can go play to those crowds that are more diverse. But you're saying a lot of the open mics in Houston are black? I mean, are white crowds?
Well, so you'll have like the inner loop of Houston where it's like a predominantly white area, and then those guys that are open micers there,
yeah,
I've never seen them on the other side of the line. And then you'll have the guys on the outside line come over and try it out, and they kill there both sides, but I've never seen it the other way.
Well, yeah, but a black and a brown comic are going to kill in front of a white crowd because a white crowd, if they don't laugh, they're being fucking racist.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
So they got to play it up. They got to make it look good.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather be a black comic going into an all-white gig than the other way around. Let's put it that way. Or Latino.
And I don't think that they're racist. I think
Thanks,
that
Raphael.
White audiences listening to white comics are looking for what they call the microaggression. They're looking to be upset.
Yeah.
How are you going to cross the line? And, that's the problem. And I'll tell you, I prefer a black audience to a white audience any day of the week.
Oh, absolutely.
Because a black audience doesn't give a shit as long as you're telling the truth, your truth.
I agree with that. I've said this 100 times on this show in my 30 years of, all the complaints, 98% of them are white.
Oh, yeah.
White women, actually.
Well, I was
young
gonna say,
girls.
it's young white girls. And listen, I see it. I see
There's a reason they call them pussies, man.
I got to tell you, white guys get upset when they're not married to the girl and they're trying to keep her. And then my girl was offended. Once they're married, they're like, oh my God, she's a pain in the ass. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ, what did I marry this thing for? But listen, we've gotten no complaints since I started saying up front, if you don't like a joke, your job is to sit there and wait for the next joke.
Yeah.
That's what I tell them right up front. And we get no complaints now.
Yeah.
Because I say it right up front. It takes me 41 minutes to say it, but I say it.
exactly. We're talking to Vinny Brand, owner of the very successful Stress Factory in New Brunswick, Connecticut, where I'll be all weekend.
New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Andy Fiore, New Brunswick, New Jersey. What did I say? Boy, what did I say?
But we are opening a club in Connecticut. You know,
I think you misunderstood me.
No, you said New Brunswick, Connecticut.
I think I swallowed something.
No, you said New Brunswick.
Did I say yesterday, too?
Did I? Fucking man, I'm getting worried, man.
But we're opening a club in Connecticut, so it's okay.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we are.
Where?
In Bridgeport.
What are you fucking...
I'll
You're
tell
kidding,
you
right?
Bridgeport. No.
Do you get body bags on the way in?
I gotta tell you something. First of all,
what the fuck, Bridgeport? What do you know? How about Westport?
No.
No.
Because what's in Westport?
Brad Axelrod's
No,
gigs.
the exact audience that you're bitching about.
I don't bitch about them.
No, what I mean is...
I play Westport. They come out this white rich Republicans.
Okay.
Some guy in Westport paid me $17,000 to go to his house 5 years ago and do a set in his backyard. That's what I'm talking about, motherfucker.
But my point is...
And he gave me a $300 bottle of wine on the way out. And sent the limo for me. And the stage and the thing to set up in his backyard was nicer than any club I've ever been in.
Including...
Except for better than yours. You got a lot of bad seats there.
No, wait till you see.
Well, I know you got 100 monitors up.
No. Wait till you see. You haven't been in the club since we redid the club.
Whose fault is that there, fucking Jumbo?
You are the hardest human being to like on a consistent basis. You're like chemotherapy. Yeah. You're good in small doses. You get a couple...
Me? You should hear the opinions. You want to have a few comics calling? I'll have Colin Quinn calling and talk about you for a few minutes.
I want Quinn to call. You get Colin Quinn calling right now.
He loves you.
Bitch. I love Colin.
He admires you because, you got 7 kids. It's like an Irish thing.
Here's why Bridgeport.
I got to take a break.
Oh,
what
Jesus.
What do you got in that thing? Liquid meth? What's in the metal cup?
Coffee.
Got coffee in a cup. Guys, get 7 kids. We'll talk about that, too. Vinny's a good family man and very good-looking wife, and he's got a nice life. I think he owns the building the club's in, so he doesn't even pay rent on that. So why I'm getting this little number this weekend is beyond me, but I'll take that up with Matt Frost. Back after this. Welcome back. Final segment on a Wednesday night. Talking to Vinny Brand. He is the comedian and the owner of the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Go to stressfactory.com to see who's playing there, and you'll see me.
That's one of your fans. One of your fans texted me a picture of his testicles.
Just terrific. I can't wait to get to the Stress Factory this weekend. Do some of my highbrow shit. Anyhow, Vinny, wanted to get your thoughts on this.
Good.
Black Lives Matter activist unveils list of demands to white people. Give up the home you own. Chanel Helm, the so-called co-founder and core organizer of Black Lives Matter Louisville, explained in an article published in leoweekly.com. Whatever the fuck that. White people, if you don't have any descendants, will your property to a black or brown family, preferably one that lives in a generational poverty, Helm writes in an article titled White People, Here Are 10 Requests from a Black Lives Matter Leader. White people are asked, give up the home you own to a black or brown family, pass on any inherited property to a black or brown family, or rebudget your monthly so you can donate to black funds for land purchasing. White women especially are urged to get a racist fired or get your boss fired because they are racist too. I want to answer Ms. Helms.
Sounds like a pretty legitimate and heartfelt list. Well thought out. I have a couple requests myself.
That's her request, and here's my answer.
You can have my answer now if you like. My offer is this. Nothing.
She concludes, commit 2 things: fighting white supremacy where and how you can. This doesn't mean taking up knitting unless you're making scarves for black or brown kids in need and funding black and brown people in their work. Wow, wouldn't you call that racism, Vinny?
I would call that
just a whitey hater to the fucking core. Why don't we see more people like this exposed? God bless Trump. I don't care what he does for the rest of his time in office. He has exposed the left for the hateful, ignorant fucks that they are. Your thoughts?
Not all left, but yes, there is a faction.
No, there's like 2 people that aren't like that on the left.
Listen, here's my take on it all.
Yeah.
The media has become buffoonish. Like, you're never listening to the news. You're listening to someone's editorial on the news, right? So the news is what happened. Now, when the attack happened in Spain, I flipped on CNN. And the news story was Trump's tweet about the terror attack. And I'm going, how can that be the news? Right. Now, the news is some guy drove a van into a bunch of people and killed 15 people, whatever the number was. But the media has become so irresponsible, and this is what becomes. Now, some assemblyman in New York or some councilwoman just asked to rip down the Columbus statue.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Melissa Mark Vivero, hateful. She's the one who wanted Oscar Lopez, the FALN terrorist, to be the head of the parade.
Yeah. See, there you go. So I mean, and
she's not confused or hateful, is she?
No.
Fucking twat.
But what happens is you need people on both sides of it to say enough already. Enough. Like, listen, at my club this weekend, there'll be white, blacks, Spanish, gay, straight.
No. Really? Jesus, I really got to rethink this, Vin.
Christ.
I mean, come on, man. You told me there'd be some nice people. Some nice people.
I want you to know, if you're a person of color and you're a Nick Paolo fan,
they
loves
love
you.
me. They fucking love me.
They do.
I've never had it. Like I said, they fucking love me.
Well, I can tell you, though.
What do you mean, they? Remember the guy last night? You use the word, who do you think I mean? I'm in a conversation. We're talking about a couple different groups.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
This is where we are, parsing the language. I can't even take it anymore.
Well, you can't take
it's
it.
Enough to make me shave my cat's nuts. Go ahead, Benny.
I don't know that.
By the way, I'll be at the Fat Black Pussycat August 30th. Go ahead, Benny.
We have a lot of callers. I see that. And
you do. Here we go.
I see it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that the left and the right, just fucking stop. Just stop.
Well, now you're doing something that I hate. You're equivocating.
No, because there are assholes on both sides.
No, there are not.
Yes, there are.
Even if there are, Vinny, when you say both sides of the media, both sides of the political aisle, what are you talking about when you say both sides?
Okay, I'll give you an example.
There's only one side that really matters, and that's the mainstream media, and that is one-sided. As long as the left is pushing that shit on CNN, MSNBC, ABC, Washington Post, CBS, we're going to be at each other's throats. That's
I agree with that.
Okay, so when you say both sides, who on the right that you?
Well, okay, you got to have an issue with the neo-Nazis, don't you?
I'm not. Yes, of course. Well, I'm not even bringing them into I'm talking about legitimate groups. Of course, the neo-Nazi. We hate the fucking neo-Nazis.
Okay, but the conversation gets lost when you start saying things like.
But here's what you're getting. They're lumping you and me in with the neo-Nazis. You understand?
And they're idiots that do that.
But the right's not doing that to the left.
Well, that's, for the most part, I agree with that. But I will tell you, from where I sit, the media is the enemy of the country.
Yes.
Because the media wants to sell Coca-Cola. All right? So that's all they want to do.
That is not why. That is another. That is not
I disagree.
Why.
Oh, I disagrey.
No, it's
Their
more sinister.
Go way up.
It is more sinister than that.
Can we take a caller?
Why?
Because I
can't fucking rebut your stupid theory.
Go ahead.
What the fuck? First of all, most CEOs of Republicans, it's more sinister than that.
What
okay?
do you think it is?
They want to take it's the globalists. They want a one world government with no fucking borders. We're all holding hands, and we're the only superpower left. That's why they have us at each other's throats.
I think
it's not just about the evil corporations making money. It's bigger than that. Have you read the book, The Truth About the Bilderberg Group? Please do.
Okay.
You'll never vote again.
I haven't. But let me just say this.
Go ahead.
Nick Stone. I don't believe
Nick Stone.
Oliver Stone reference. I don't believe in that. I think that the media loves when shit happens because you're watching the news and the ad rates go up. And listen,
that's part of it, but it's more sinister than that. When you're doing it, when you're pushing the same angle for 30, 40 years about race, don't you see there's somebody's agenda? It's a little deeper than just making.
Yeah, but I don't think it's about globalization. I think
no.
I think that there's this
globalization.
The left has a need to be guilty and better. They want to be guilty.
Oh, that's liberalism.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The left has this great need to say, "Oh my God, we're so bad,"
right.
and we can be better. And listen, when I read that list of demands,
from this guy
about
your house,
about my house, to me that guy's a moron.
It's not a guy; it's a woman, Chanel.
Well,
Chanel Helm.
She's got time. It's 2017. She can become a man if she wants. I'm just saying that person's an idiot. And there are people in the Black Lives movement, Black Lives Matter movement, that are good, and there are people that are morons. And the morons are stealing the dialogue.
There's some good ones in the Black Lives Matter.
I think
you don't think it's a terrorist organization.
No.
So there's some good people in the neo-Nazis then. This is a terrorist organization.
I don't know.
They
if it's a
fucking
terrorist.
kill cops.
Well,
and they're for killing cops. If you don't believe it, listen to this.
Blanket, fry like bacon. Pigs in a blanket, fry like bacon. Pigs in a blanket, fry like bacon. Pigs in a blanket, fry like.
Is that
What
some
do we
Susan
want?
the musical?
What do we? What do we want? Dead cops. When do we want them? Now. That was, and you know what? They got dead cops. They're a terrorist organization. They're fucking as bad as the neo-Nazis.
I think there
There's
are people that
douchebags
are
on both
as
sides.
bad as the neo-Nazis. But
you said there's some. If Trump has to take shit for saying there's some fine people on both sides, so you believe that there's some fine people on Black Lives Matter and the neo-Nazis. Is that what you're saying, Vinny?
Fucking Nick has got me in a corner. I'm paying you this weekend, you son of a bitch. Leave me alone. Push the club. Friday and Saturday, 7:30 and 9:45. 732-545-4242 for tickets.
Say it again, slow.
732-545-4242. Or you can visit Nick's website, kkk.com.
What? Now, why would you say that?
I'm fucking around.
Yeah, I know, but that's not even fucking funny.
But you know what?
I had to
I
kick
don't
you the
like
fuck
arguing
out
with
of
you
here.
because you put me into a corner.
Yeah,
and you
well, I
did it.
just called you on your horse shit because I
No,
talk about this every night, and you're talking about it in between sets at your club.
Can we please take a caller, please?
Okay, sure. Kevin in St. Louis wants to talk about
Catherine, save me.
No. I don't know. Let me look up here. Pat in Birmingham has a opinion about Black Lives Matter and giving your house over. Go ahead, Pat. Pat, you got 3 seconds. Go ahead.
Hey. I
Go.
say Good luck. Good luck.
Good luck. What? Getting your house?
Getting my house. Yeah.
You're not gonna, when you die, you're not gonna will it over to some poor black and brown people?
Yeah, my kids.
Are they black and brown?
Sure.
Sure. That's a real Southern line. Sure. I love it, Pat. You're a crazy bastard. All right. Pat's not for the idea. Thanks for the call. Who would have guessed Pat from Birmingham wasn't for willing his house over to some poor black and brown people? Benny, wait a minute. You got 7 kids.
I have 6.
You got 6 kids.
6 kids.
What happened to the 7th?
There was no 7th to begin with, but if there was, they would still be there.
No, didn't you adopt like a fucking Native American girl? She was like 21 with a nice ass.
I have 6. You want one?
I do. How old is she?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's a dangerous situation. Let's take another call. Goodness gracious. Rob in Long Island. Rob, your thoughts on Vinny Brand?
Nick, I'd like your thoughts on this comparison.
Okay.
And not in Germany back in 1945, you had a Colonel Stauffenberg, an avowed Nazi SS soldier.
Yes.
Him and another group of SS soldiers attempted to kill Adolf Hitler. There's a monument there today commemorating their attempts.
Right.
I say maybe they should tear that down because they were Nazi soldiers.
Yeah. That one's on, but Vinny, take that one.
All right.
It's too late in the show for me to sort out that
whole monument
puzzle.
The monument issue is very simple. It's very simple.
No, address what he just said.
No. Yeah, address my example of Colonel Stauffenberg because that is a perfect example of a group of Nazi soldiers that tried to kill Hitler, but they were Nazis, so that monument should be torn down if this was the United States.
Well, 2 things are very important to point out here. Number 1, I have no say on the statue in Germany, and as I can sit here and tell you, neither do you. But I will tell you that the difference is that he tried to kill Hitler, so obviously he was a conflicted Nazi, and he made the right choice at the end. So,
but he was still a Nazi, though, so that monument should be torn down.
Okay, but I'm trying to apply that to what we're going through here with Robert E. Lee. I'm trying to.
Yes,
help.
correct. That you, Nick. You're on to me, right?
But I'm not sure what your point is, Rob.
Well, what I mean is the people that are the people that are complaining about anything Nazi. No one's looking into the fact that maybe there were good Nazis
right.
as well as horrible Nazis.
Right.
Just like there might have been good Civil War people
right.
in the North and the South.
So was Trump right to say, look, there's good people on both sides?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Not everybody.
Absolutely.
Not
that's
everybody.
What, that's what my example of Stauffenberg was.
Right. Not everybody at those. Thank you for the call, Rob. Appreciate the brain twister late in the show. That was actually a good call.
But the neo-Nazis,
yes,
are just that's a bad group.
No, of course, nobody's saying that. No, but we're getting lumped in with them. Republicans, anybody who voted for Trump.
I do
you understand that is that could only happen through the fucking mainstream media pushing that narrative.
Yes.
Don Lemon, that googolba, somebody ought to bitch slap that bitch.
Right, but not all Black Lives Matter people are terrorists, but all neo-Nazis are. That's the distinction.
Why is that?
Well, because the neo-Nazis are standing for taking down Jews, taking down blacks. Listen,
but there might be a confused guy in there who isn't for that
they're
shit.
all confused. I mean,
so you don't think so? You're saying, but you've heard some level-headed Black Lives Matter people?
I think there are.
Yeah,
I do.
I
really think there
fucking
are.
meet them. Really? I'd like to meet them.
Well,
everyone that belongs to that organization is for dead cops, and if they don't say that, they're lying. You don't think so?
No, not every single one.
Thank you. They're not all.
What are you guys
for dead cops?
Where are you getting that argument? What have they done, said on national TV that would make you think otherwise? Seriously.
Well, you can't get caught up in national TV. That's the same argument you can make against the media portraying it incorrectly.
Right.
I think there are probably some rational people within the movement that don't want cops being killed.
I think that there are probably.
Yes.
Do you?
Ask me. Yes.
Yes.
I don't.
But I don't think there are neo-Nazis.
The head of it.
I'm not saying.
You know what the organization stands for and a broad thing. They're not being fucking forced to be part of that organization at gunpoint.
I know.
So are they really good Nazis?
No. That's a
okay,
totally
then I'm using the same logic for BLM.
No, because
my sister's ass.
Now, listen, if the Black Lives Movement were completely dedicated to killing cops, then I would say you're right. The neo-Nazis are dedicated to removing Jews, removing blacks.
Really? Who's done more damage in the last year? Those two groups.
I don't know.
You do, silly.
No.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know about that. I think the Nazis have done some damage.
Huh?
The Nazis have done some damage.
Who have they taken out of any prominence?
I think that the Nazis have probably done more damage than Black Lives Matter. I think that people. Yeah, because I don't think.
Now you got me defending. I'm not defending them either, but my point is made. In the last year or so, I'm sorry. I'd say fucking, compared to Black Lives Matter, they're almost benign. Fucking white groups.
They're scarier now.
Okay, Don Lemon.
Take another call. Can't someone ask us something about comedy?
God, I wanted to go out on a light note.
We're going out. Jesus Christ, I just started.
There's a couple light ones in there.
Huh?
There's number 2.
No, I'm not going to go back to the fucking that. That's irrelevant. Okay, Jim in Michigan. Which comic killed the hardest at your club, Vinny? Here's a 1-second fucking call.
Is this the question?
No. Wait, I got a comment.
Go ahead, Jim.
On the Robert Lee thing.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of it might be funny, but I actually got the inside scoop from ESPN. Apparently, they're also taking the commentator Stonewall Jackson off the Florida-Michigan game on next Saturday.
Yeah, I read that. Somebody made that joke.
I also have another joke.
Filled in for Rush Limbaugh made that joke and was almost unfunnier when you said it. But go ahead.
Yeah. Wait. Can I do one more?
Sure, Jimmy. You let it fly, baby.
Thanks, man. It's like doing that is like having Marv Albert doing the play-by-play for the Lingerie League semifinals.
The statue issue is simple, by the way.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Joke.
All right, Jimmy, take care, pal.
Isn't that a great joke?
That was a terrific. Jimmy, I'm telling you, I'm going to call you after the show. I'll have my producer get your name, and we'll get you. Sean Africa's Got Talent. All right.
Yeah, I was talking to my good friend Brendan Stipes. He liked that one too.
Is that soft serve? No.
The statue issue is very simple, by the way. Super simple.
Go ahead.
It's so simple.
Well, you should know it. You look like a guy on a bowling statue.
Okay, listen.
About the same height.
All you have to, because
did he even hear me? Go ahead.
You can't go back in time and eliminate what happened. All right, now.
You can't?
No.
That's quite an observation, Ben.
Thank you. And you can't forget what happened. All you have to do is remember these guys. They set forward the motion to make our country better, and that's what we should be celebrating.
Even the Confederates did that too?
Yeah, they really did, because if you think about what the Confederates did, they forced a country into a war of
about
moral
something.
conscience.
But that wasn't their intent. You're saying the unintended consequence.
Well, no.
What if the fucking North lost?
Well, we'd be living in a different...
Would you still be saying that about these fellas?
If the North lost, they would just be two countries, right?
I don't know.
They just wanted to be their own...
I zoned out in 5th grade when they started talking about this shit.
I can't tell from your commentary. And the point I'm trying to make is that
I think I fucking buried you tonight, but go ahead, Vinny.
You did bury me earlier, but I have to say, only because it's your show. Now, listen, you got to remember these guys as guys that set us forward getting to be the country we are. That's how you have to remember them. Christopher Columbus, okay.
Well, yes, you can't erase history that you disagree with. What a childish notion. The fucking left, you're really embarrassing yourself. I don't even know who to fucking blame. I can't even... It is childish.
Okay, but here's the statue that has to come down. The one that's... I don't know where it is. It's somewhere it says... There's a statue on the State House steps. It says, "This is for those that died for the lost cause." Take that one down, because the cause was slavery. Take the bust of the Ku Klux Klan leader out of the State House, either in Kentucky or Tennessee.
Okay.
Take that out.
Robert Byrd was a senator for fucking 50 years in the Democrat Party. So we're worrying about a statue now? Hillary Clinton blew this guy when he retired. No, verbally.
But listen,
verbally. Jesus,
you
what is
can't
this?
have the
It's like
bust
being
of-
an open mic. Your
What's
fucking
the
audience
bust of
members
the
taking shit
KKK?
literally. Did she really?
What's the bust of a KKK founder doing in the State House anyway?
What is the head of the KKK doing in the Senate?
Well,
he's dead now, but I mean,
I agree. So what I'm saying is, you don't. Those are monuments you take
but
down.
that's not the but that's not the ones we're talking about. I'm glad you brought in something totally irrelevant.
No, they are talking about those too. Robert E. Lee is the touching point. Is it the touch off point?
Okay, so but where does it stop? We have slave owners on our money. Are you going to tear up the Bill of Rights because of Thomas Jefferson?
Because
had slaves. Where's it stop?
An intelligent conversation about slavery and the Constitution. That was a contentious issue, and the only way this country gets founded is on, or when I say founded, the Constitution doesn't get ratified unless they make the concession to keep slavery alive at that point. So again, the argument is we are on the path of becoming more free and better.
It's not even about. It's not even about the North, the South, the Confederacy, slavery. Not even about that. It's about fucking. It's bigger than that. The hatred for this country and how it was founded. They want to eliminate.
I do agree. There's a lot of people.
I think it's bigger than whatever. But how much time we got left? I feel like I'm cutting a double album today.
Can we take a happy call?
A happy call. Okay. Well, Rob says, "What does Nick think would make the media happy?" Rob, here's a question. Vinny,
good.
Hey, Rob.
My name is Talkie Tina, and I don't think I like you.
All right.
Great Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody related to it. Just when they heard that, that's just what they were thinking. Let's. Frank in New Hampshire says Vinny's way off base. I agree. Thank you.
Thank God New Hampshire doesn't love me.
Frank, tell Vinny why he's so goddamn stupid tonight.
You know, Nick, I listened to you talk about Vinny in the past on your shows, and I'm thinking, I can't wait to hear this guy.
Yes.
You definitely buried him tonight. I mean, totally uninformed. Vinny, go back to the club. You're a nice guy, but Jesus Christ. What the fuck you doing on TV anyway? You could have had the fucking food and beverage manager's job. I didn't do a very good impression.
It goes into a casino.
That was a very good Nick.
It sounded like Don Knotts doing a scene.
Food and beverage job. You, the fuck you go over my head again, I'll tell you, Vinny.
The fuck you doing on TV anyways?
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you what, the fucking guys back home are fucking calling me every day.
Oh my God, Frank,
Vinny,
you sound like
seriously,
fucking. You sound like Don Knotts.
Started good and the bad.
It's if Don Knotts played
Hang
Nicky
on a second.
Santoro.
Just a second there, boy. Jesus Christ, Papina.
Jumping Jehoshaphat.
Vinny.
All right,
Vinny.
Frank.
Yeah.
All right.
I know you're.
Go ahead.
I know you're paying.
I got a
Nick,
minute.
and that's great. But Jesus, go go back to the club.
All right, and listen, do me a favor. You head back to New Hampshire, that metropolis of
I'm in New
open-minded
Hampshire.
thought.
I can't head back. See,
Just, listen, I'm sorry you don't like me. I don't really give a fuck.
Thank you, Frankie.
I want
like
to come
you.
have fun.
I love the show. But you missed the mark tonight. You're
you're a little
I didn't want to have a conversation about race. I want to talk about comedy.
All right, Frankie, thanks. Yeah, let's keep...
I want to talk about a nice comedy.
Too late now.
It is.
What are you talking about? This is great. That's why this show, people like it.
Because it's all
It turns on a dime. No, we're talking about comedy. Then we bang a sharp Yui. I bring up Black Lives Matter. That's what people like about it. They have the attention span of crack babies out there. You got to keep them focused. What did you think? Anyways, you should have been at the first half when we were making fun of Hillary, audio from her book.
I would love that.
Trump was breathing down her neck. You didn't hear that part of the show?
No, I was driving. I should have
probably. How long did it take you to get here?
It took me an hour.
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
No traffic?
No
You're
traffic.
coming from New Brunswick, right?
No, I came from my house in Middletown.
Okay. That means nothing to me.
Nick DiPaolo, Friday, Saturday night, 7:30, 9:45. Stress Factory Comedy Club. If you come in from New Hampshire, you get half off on all tickets. Call 732-545-4242 or visit.
You got to say that number
Factory.
slower and break it up.
Well, okay.
You're like those people that leave messages. Yeah, I'm at 718-775-674-C732. What?
All right, just go to stressfactory.com and buy your tickets online. That's easier anyway.
Best part of the club is the name of it. Listen, what? I actually enjoy it. You should see the green room. We're sitting next to a pinball machine in a fucking broom closet. No, it's a Pac-Man. It's a Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
It's a Pac-Man machine.
Pac-Man.
Yeah, I order my food. They put it down on a Pac-Man machine.
Well, I think it's nice to have a Pac-Man machine in
How
the
about
green
a
room.
green room where we don't have to listen to the show?
Well, I can't build a new
I keep
space.
thinking you own the building. No, you're right, actually. Vinny's a great guy, by the way, and he's very good on stage. The payphone's not there anymore, right? You don't make
No.
prank calls and shit. All right, great. Who's here tomorrow night? Anybody?
Not yet.
Not yet. We get Toady Fields maybe tomorrow. We're going to work on her and fucking...
I'm coming back in to talk
We're
comedy.
going to dig up Buddy Hackett. Anyways, that is it for tonight. Thank you, Vinny,
Thank
for
you,
making the
Nick.
drive, man. We're
Love
looking
you.
forward to this weekend.
I can't wait.
I haven't been on stage forever. It's going to be hilarious. When I'm bad, I'm actually funnier, folks. So that is it for tonight. Thank you to all the callers. And we're back here tomorrow night for one more live one, and then the best of on Friday.
Yes.
All right, kids, take care of yourselves. We'll see you later.